everyone, this is Mr. Sniper here, and we'll continue reading Rose, the Shade of Love and Lust, Chapter 11. I'm sorry I haven't been posting lately. You already know the answer due to my college life and other things. Before we get started, please hit that like button, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you guys want more creepypasta fanfictions out there. Anyway, let's get started. Skylar, are you sure? You know, my brother can be a little... Slender trailed off and rubbing the back of his neck. I not knowing what he was trying to warn me about. I didn't care. I understand, Slender, but I'm following what I believe in, and I believe that I was meant to stay with Offender. I finished with a smile. If Offender had eyes, they were sure they would be tearing up at this point. He pulled me closer to him. His head rested on my shoulders as he kissed my cheek with a smile. Slender sighs as he looked at my best friend. He nodded. Do you believe that this is a wise decision, Hellfire? Slender asked her. She did not reply. Her gaze was set on the both of us. As Offender nuzzled into my neck, causing me to giggle a little. I love this. To be with Offender. He seems to be loving being with me very much too, but if he didn't love me, he would have just let me go with Slender Man, right? No one looked at Slender with a blank face and nodded. I believe it's the wise decision, as they both seemed to be doing fine. She said with that maybe a smile as her mask was lifted slightly. I couldn't help but have a huge grin creeping onto my face as I looked at her. She looked around and then pulled up her mask. She smiled at me, and if he ever gets out of line, I can always whoop his ass if you want me to, she said with a mischievous smirk. Offender scoffed with a playful tone and said, You can try, sweet cheeks. She raised an eyebrow at this. Is that a challenge? She said, putting her mask back down. Why, Offender was cut off by Slenderman, who says, there will be no challenges while I'm in here. Noah groaned. Offender smirked and went back to cuddling with me. Every detail was perfect. From the way he made me feel to the way that the others had agreed to let me stay with him without a big fight. I was happy for the one time in my life, and I was finally able to get something that my mom and my sister couldn't deny. I giggled a little thinking about their shocked faces as they would hear the news of me having a boyfriend. But you must know that if you stay here, you must not have any contact with the regular world, Slenderman said with a mild tone. My heart dropped when he said those words. Tears welled in my eyes. I quickly wiped them away. Offender hugged me closer and gave me a sympathetic smile. I weakly smiled back, but the sadness got the better of me. Tears slid down my cheeks onto the blanket of the bed. So I could never any more contact with my family? I said quietly with the sorrow I felt made my body felt limp as a leaf caught in water. Sure, I hated my sister, but I loved her in ways. Same with my mom and father. They were my family, of course. No one, for they knew of our existence. The result could be quite catastrophic. He replied again with a much softer tone. Can you just make one exception of this one time, Slender? Offender asked. Asking with a bit of understanding, he more like begged to Slender about this. I smiled at him lightly as he smiled back. For me, finds it cute how he wants me to be happy. Slender was silent. It seems like hours, but 10 minutes before he looked back dead straight at Fender. If things get out of hand, you're the one who's going to fix it. Slender's serious tone was somewhat unnerving to me, but before I could stop myself from asking, so is that a yes? Slenderman's blank face turned to me, and he nodded. I will make an exception, only this once. I have known my brother for a very long time, and he is not the one to beg. Fender smirked. Damn right. I hate doing that. But for my little Rose, I'll make an exception, he said, nuzzling into my neck. Joy bubbled inside me. I couldn't help but kiss him, and he kissed back, and I heard Noah gagging in the background.